Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, I'm in North Georgia, and smoke and haze from wildfires in Canada has made it more than 1,000 miles to impact tens of millions of Americans, some with some of the worst air quality in the world at this moment. We'll tell you how long it's going to last, why the pattern is stuck, and then Dr. Ashton is going to join us with what it means for your health. And then I'm going to show you how parents can save big on thrifting for kids. Secondhand clothes for kids, it's not new, but it has become incredibly popular. And there's some really great stores and some great tips from an expert thrifter that I'm going to bring you. That and so much more on GMA.
All right, summer school just got a bit easier for commuters via transit, offering free rides to select colleges and universities throughout the summer. It includes all of the Alamo colleges, Our Lady of the Lake, Incarnate Word, Texas A&M San Antonio, and UTSA. For more information, how you can take part, just head to ksat.com. Time now, 5:57, 69 degrees. Still a lot to come here on GMSA. In our next hour, state lawmakers going back to work for the special session, how your property taxes could be affected. Plus, an attack that led to a deadly shooting this weekend, raising a lot of questions about the man who was killed. Why the family of the woman who was killed by him says he never should have been released from jail. And up next, the controversial merger between the PGA Tour and Saudi Arabian-funded Live Golf. Why the PGA commissioner now being roasted by players and fans. And of course, we're going to be checking in with Mike Osterhage for your weather and Stephen Cavazos for anything that pops up on the roadways before you head out the door. We'll be right back.
They just continuously fired, and everyone started running for their lives.
Right now on GMSA, chaos at a high school graduation in Virginia. What police are saying this morning about the deadly attack and charges for the suspect.
And back here at home, San Antonio police are investigating a deadly train collision on the city's northwest side. What we've been able to learn since then.
And let's take a live look. Look at that. A
Beautiful.
Gorgeous start to your Wednesday morning. Oh my goodness. Will it stay dry out there throughout the day? We're going to check in with Mike Osterhage in just a few moments.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, 6 a.m. this morning, June 7th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. Making it out and about yesterday. Did you see any rain?
I did, and I was inside the gym of my little girl's Spurs camp, and everybody
crushed it, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Running jump shot.
I was showing
very
a video.
Impressive.
Thanks. And then we were all inside, and then everybody was surprised to hear the rain pouring outside. I was like, yeah, I knew Mike said there was going to be a chance of rain, so I was prepared, Mike.
Very good.
You.
Thank you, Mike Osterhage.
There will be a couple more later on this afternoon. Most everybody is not going to see rain. It just so happened yesterday, when you look at the big picture, it was just right centered on San Antonio, and they kept coming. So, yeah, some decent showers. Got some in my house. We have a couple of showers. Same situation tomorrow, and then a couple of showers out there as of right now. And those high wispy clouds as the sun is thinking about coming up in about the next half an hour. So we've been watching a few showers and storms develop out in the hill country, and they've been sort of dying down and falling apart, but we've got this batch of some light rain, which is working its way into northwest Bexar County, right there around Helotes, and then just about to cross over 1604 there at 16, and then that next cell, which it's not even producing any lightning strikes, but that is working its way just to the east of Castroville right there, and a couple more out toward Bandera, but those are again starting to fizzle on out. We may see a couple of damp roads though, especially over there 1604 coming down right from Bandera and then in toward Leon Valley, also on 10. So watch that on the northwest side this morning. We have a moderate amount of mold that really dropped down from the previous day's reading. Pigweed is on the low side, and also Ozone Action Day has been issued for today, the metropolitan area, all the way up 35 in toward Austin. Couple of showers around this morning, just one or two of them out there. And again, things have been sort of dying down a little bit. We'll have more sunshine this morning. And then later on this afternoon, once again, we'll have a couple of those scattered showers, a couple of thunderstorms around the area. Most everybody won't see anything, but if you do, decent downpour and a lot of lightning and thunder out there. And then 90 for a high temperature today. Maybe one more day. We're going to have to watch out in the evening hours, too. I'll explain about that. And then one more day of a scattered shower, thunderstorm or two. And then, heat gets cranked up. Yeah, the weekend, it's going to be toasty. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, any problems?
Yes, and it's getting busier, Mike, so we want folks to be aware of what they can expect as they hit the roads. This morning, 35 there at 410, not a big issue. As you can see, traffic's moving along the north and southbound lanes, but we've been keeping an eye on different areas of town. One of those spots right here at 410 eastbound at Fredericksburg Road. Remember, right there is where we have a crash that was reported a little bit earlier this morning. Now, the good news, as you see it right there on your screen, this is along the access road, so it's not impacting the main lanes, but it's an area I'm going to keep a very close eye on as the commute does get moving, because we've entered 6 a.m. and we all know that means we're going to see a lot more folks out there. It does appear another crash may have popped up not too far from there near Callahan Road. We'll take a closer look at that, but I'm already starting to see a little bit of a slowdown taking place along US 90 right there at 1604 on the far west side of Bexar County. We'll continue to watch the roads closely, but if you are traveling along any of these roads, things should be pretty good. I-10 westbound, you're in the green from Seguin, 31 minutes right now to the Alamo City. It's about 33 minutes for our friends that are traveling along 87 northbound from Lavernia. And for our friends down in Floresville, it's about half an hour to get to the Alamo City this early in the morning. Let's get one last look here. 410 at Fredericksburg. It does look like that crash has cleared out from that shot at TransGuide. I'll get an update with our friends over there, but right now, just keep your eyes on the road. We'll have more updates on other road construction spots coming up a little bit later on in the newscast. Max.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, San Antonio police tell us they're investigating a deadly train crash that killed one person late last night. This was the scene. SAPD on the scene telling us it happened just before 11 last night. This is at the crossing near I-35 and Thousands Oak Drive. That's the city's northwest side. An unidentified person sitting on the tracks hit and killed by the train. Right now and through the morning, Union Pacific working with authorities trying to figure out what exactly happened.
San Antonio police are also investigating a stabbing on the city's west side. They say it happened around 11:15 last night on the 2000 block of Bronte Street. That is near Brady Boulevard and South Zarzamora Street. A man in his 20s was apparently stabbed in the arm by a female suspect and taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay, and the woman is in custody.
Looking ahead, the special session expected to continue for at least a couple more days at the state capitol up in Austin.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick is challenging the property tax plan passed by the House. Our Sarah Costa joins us now to show us what's happened so far. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, guys. This is a lot of information, so stay with me. And it's important because this could impact Texans' property taxes. So the Senate and the House are at odds over how to spend $12.3 billion earmarked for property tax cuts. According to the Texas Tribune, Governor Abbott supports the House bill. He wants the $12 billion in tax cuts to be shared among both home and commercial property owners. He does not want legislation that includes a homestead exemption. In spite of those instructions, the Senate unanimously passed its own plan last week that spreads 70% of the money among all property owners, then puts the rest of it toward a bump in the homestead exemption, which would lower the amount of a home's value that can be taxed to pay for public schools and cut homeowners' tax bills. So the current homestead exemption on school taxes is $40,000. Patrick wants to raise it to $100,000. Now, both plans would save landowners money on property taxes. The Senate plan offers more relief to people who own their primary residence. The House plan helps businesses and higher income property owners more. Time is more of an issue with the Senate plan. Homestead exemptions are protected by the Texas Constitution, so their proposal would need to go to the voters in November for it to become law for the next tax year, and therefore it needs to be passed with enough time to get onto that ballot. So on Tuesday, the Senate sent strong signals that neither of the House bills would go anywhere as long as the House was away. Now, the House passed its bills and adjourned for the special session. That leaves the Senate to either pass the House bills or call it a day on sending legislation over to the governor. The governor declined to answer whether he would accept a compromise with the Senate. However, the governor has said he could call another special session. Max, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Topping your morning headlines, a shooting sending people running for their lives, all at a high school graduation in Virginia.
As ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, 2 people were killed in what police are calling a targeted attack.
This morning, a Virginia community in shock after a mass shooting brought chaos to a high school graduation. At least 7 people were shot outside a Richmond theater where graduates and their families were leaving the ceremony.
Probably at least like 30 shots total. I saw the ambulance pull away several people off of the ground.
Police say 2 people are dead. A family member telling ABC News they were father and son, 18-year-old Sean Jackson and his father, Renzo Smith, there to celebrate his son's graduation. Jackson's younger sister was hit by a fleeing car and is recovering. This image shows students in caps and gowns running from the scene.
They just like continuously fired, and everyone started running for their lives.
A 19-year-old suspect is now in custody, expected to face second-degree murder charges. Police saying they believe this was a targeted attack.
We think the suspect knew at least one of the victims.
The superintendent, still in the robe he wore for the ceremony, emotional.
Tired of seeing people get shot, our kids get shot, and I beg of the entire community to stop.
A child should be able to go to their graduation and walk out their graduation and enjoy the accomplishment with their friends and their families. It's nothing sacred any longer.
5 other people were injured in the aftermath. Officials say multiple handguns were found at the scene. Andrew Dimber, ABC News, New York.
Meanwhile, several families of the Robb Elementary victims, they're in Washington, D.C. this week demanding a federal weapons ban.
Monday was the first day of the week-long sit-in outside of the Capitol. The sit-in was organized by the cousin of one of the Parkland, Florida school shooting victims. Their goal is to convince lawmakers to pass a federal weapons ban. Brett Cross, guardian to Uzziah Garcia, says they're undeterred by the hurdles they faced in the Texas legislature.
We've had such a fight with Texas.
Thanks, sir.
The group Cross is with plans to be at the Capitol for 23 hours a day. They also scheduled meetings with members of the House and Senate. The sit-in comes during Gun Violence Awareness Month.
All right, time now, 6:10, 69 degrees.
And still ahead, Apple says the iPhone's autocorrect problem is finally getting fixed. Why? You can now type what you mean. Coming up before 6:30.
And after the break, the world of golf in an uproar after the shocking and controversial merger between the PGA Tour and Saudi-funded Live Golf. Why the PGA commissioner now in hot water.
Look out there with a live cam. There were some showers in our viewing area, but not here. Here it's looking pretty nice out there. The sky looks great. Take a look if you get a chance. We'll be right back.
Good morning and welcome back. A controversial merger shaking up the sports world.
Saudi Arabian-funded Live Golf is combining forces with the PGA Tour, which means the Saudi government will now have a major stake in American golf.
As ABC's Lionel Moyes reports, both golfers and families of 9/11 victims, they're speaking out against the move.
This morning, fierce reaction after the PGA Tour's announcement that it's merging with its Saudi-funded rival, Live Golf.
We just realized that we were better off together than we were fighting or apart.
It's an about-face after a years-long rivalry. Liv has paid top dollar to poach some of the biggest names from the PGA, including Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson. Players faced backlash for joining a tour backed by a country linked to a history of human rights abuses, including the murder of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi.
I don't condone human rights violations at all. I'm certainly aware of what has happened with Jamal Khashoggi, and I think it's terrible.
Golfer Rory McIlroy reportedly turned down a $300 million offer, and Tiger Woods a $700 million offer to play for Live in the past. Golfers say yesterday's merger announcement came out of the blue. Not everyone took issue.
I've dedicated my entire life to being at golf's highest level. I'm not about to stop playing golf because the entity that I play for has joined forces with the Saudi government.
But a group representing families of the 9/11 attack victims say it's shocked and offended and accuses the PGA and Commissioner Monahan of hypocrisy, saying it appears their concern for our loved ones was merely window dressing in their quest for money. Just last year, Commissioner Monahan had these words for players who signed up with Live.
I think you'd have to be living under a rock to not know that there are significant implications. As it relates to the families of 9/11, my heart goes out to them.
The combined league is so new it does not have a name yet. As for Saudi Arabia, it's also luring talent from the soccer world, most recently superstar Cristiano Ronaldo. Lionel Moyes, ABC News, New York.
All right, back here at home, we've seen traffic start to pick up throughout the morning. So Stephen has a look out there.
Getting busier, Max. Check out US 90 at General McMullen. We actually have a lot of traffic out there, but we also have a stalled vehicle, so be on the lookout. This does appear to be off in the shoulder lanes, but US 90 is one of the busier spots as folks are making their way into the Alamo City. These are the eastbound lanes, so you're going to see a lot more folks as the morning commute does get moving, especially as we inch closer to that morning rush hour. Thankfully, no other issues are being reported, at least at this point, but speaking of US 90, don't forget, we have overlay work that has been current for a little while. This is going to take us all the way up to the end of June, so 8:30 in the evening to 5 in the morning. Just plan that commute ahead of time. Various lane closures along the frontage roads in both directions from Loop 410 to West Military Drive. But hey, grab your phone now and scan this QR code by opening your camera app. That takes you to our KSAT traffic page. We have a full list of all the closures that are taking place throughout the first part of June, but I can guarantee you work along US 90 is expected to continue for quite some time. We'll have more, of course, on the traffic as the morning commute does get moving. But right now, that's the only issue that we have reported.
All right, thank you, Stephen. So, Mike, are people going to expect any showers out there if they are in their morning commute?
We've got a couple of showers on the northwest side right now, so just kind of watch that over 1604, sort of in between 10 and then over by 151. A couple of them over by Castroville as well. And then yesterday afternoon, of course, we had right here on 281. It was just almost right up along 281 where all of those showers and thunderstorms were. They just there wasn't a lot of coverage around the entire area, but it just so happened to be right here in downtown. So that's why a lot of folks were affected by it. But again, it wasn't very widespread. So here's what's going on right now. And boy, these things, this loops through an hour and they've really started to kind of die down. So right around Helotes, you've had a couple of these showers right there in 16 heading in toward Leon Valley, and then a few of these showers up around Leon Springs, a couple of them over there in around Medina Lake, and even that cell right there, which was trying to grow from Rio Medina in down toward Castroville. It's now a little bit of rain around La Coste, but that is also dying down. So this does appear like it's going to hold together. You may run into a couple of these showers there if you're going southwest on 35 and the southwest side of Bexar County. Elsewhere, further off to the northwest, we've been trying to see a couple of these showers and storms still developing. We've got this one cell out here in Gillespie County. These were kind of popping up one right after another, but they are now continuing to die down. We'll still have some of these showers on the west and northwest side, but again, it's continuing to fizzle on out. Otherwise, good looking sunrise this morning. A couple of high clouds out there, 68 degrees. We're still 4 degrees below normal. Enjoy that. It's not going to last forever, these below normal temperatures we've been having. Later on this afternoon, again, 1 or 2 of the stray showers, thunderstorms, kind of like yesterday. Coverage-wise, most everybody's not going to be seeing anything. Then tonight, and this is one of the only computer models really picking this up. I want to watch out for some of these nighttime, a cluster of storms to develop out here to the west. And there is the chance that some of those could be on the strong, potentially severe side. And then it's going to happen again tomorrow night, or at least there is that chance of that. And like I said, there's still that chance for some of those to become potentially strong or severe, and that's going to be the situation tomorrow night as well. Here's what's going on, and it's that high down there to the south, which is starting to take over. It's keeping that low off to the west of us, and this thing just continues to work its way on in here as we go on in through the weekend. And as the influence becomes stronger, pushes down in the atmosphere, helps to heat things up. And this is kind of I hate to use the word typical, but this is typically what you find in the summertime. One little glimmer of hope way down the road is as that high scooches off to the west a little bit, we would get into a slight bit of a northwesterly flow in the atmosphere, and that can give us a chance for some rain and hopefully ease temperatures a little bit as we go in toward the latter part of next week, because until then, it's just going to be heating up around here. A stray shower or storm this afternoon. We'll watch out tonight out to the west. Same scenario tomorrow. Then we heat up over the weekend, mid-90s, mid-upper 90s next week, and good opportunity. A lot of folks are going to be seeing triple digits next week. Hopefully that little bit of a break in the action by Thursday, Friday of next week.
Yeah, we hope so.
Yeah.
That will be a nice little break.
Well, it's hoping right now.
Hoping. Okay, well, we can hope.
Wait for Friday for the car wash?
You can do it today.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because again, odds are you won't see rain.
Yeah.
But if you car wash, then it will rain. So if you,
Yeah,
if you
so
need the
go ahead
water,
and do
wash
it.
your car.
Go ahead and do it.
The Jeep needs a bath.
Take one for the team.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
100%. All right. Thanks, Mike. Time now, 6:21, 68 degrees.
And just ahead, doctors in the U.S. are reporting a rare, mysterious illness affecting marijuana users. Why it's not affecting everyone in just moments.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's a rare, mysterious illness affecting marijuana users.
They tested me for everything else underneath the sun.
When Erica Hagler was 33, the otherwise healthy Massachusetts artist was struck down with severe symptoms.
Felt like I was going to die. Shakes, elevated heart rate, completely dehydrated, and the vomiting was back to back to back.
She says her eventual diagnosis was CHS, or cannabinoid hyperemesis syndrome, which affects people who use high doses of marijuana daily over an extended period of time.
It comes in a cyclical fashion. They're terrifically symptomatic, and they can get very, very sick.
So how common is CHS, and who's most vulnerable? We'll have what you need to know coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Juju Chang, ABC News.
In your consumer headlines, Instagram may soon have its own artificial intelligence chatbot. Online tech reports say testing is underway for the new feature. It allows users to get answers and advice from the chatbot in their DMs or direct messages. The chatbot would reportedly have 30 different personalities to choose from.
And Apple's autocorrect is getting an upgrade. The new operating system will learn from your habits, fixing words that are frequently misspelled and leaving those that are intentionally spelled untouched. The feature will also use AI to predict your next word.
And a Queen's Gambit chess video game coming to Netflix next month. The game, based on the streaming series of the same name, Netflix describes the game as an immersive trip through the character Beth Harmon's world. It's one of several Netflix games coming out this summer.
And time now, 6:26 and 69 degrees for now.
Got a lot coming up on GMSA. Still ahead at 6:30, a local pet owner blaming 2 dogs who were dumped in his neighborhood for killing his pet. What neighbors say Animal Care Services needs to do now before it happens again.
Plus, we hear a lot about perfect timing, but it turns out there's an actual science behind good timing.
In the morning, when you first get up.
Yeah, 6 o'clock to about 10, between that time.
For me, the best time to work out is in the evening.
What scientists have to say about the best time of day to exercise, eat, and make important decisions.
Yeah, I'd say the earlier the better for me.
I think so.
Yeah, although today really testing my my due diligence. Taking a live look out at the roadways, transit got traffic picking up. 6:27 this morning. We're going to check in with Steven in just a few moments.
It's a dispute between neighbors taken to a whole different level. It ended with a woman being shot. Good morning, I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you what police say was at the root of it all. Coming up.
Also this morning on GMSA, it marks 7 years since the San Antonio convenience store clerk shot and killed. Still don't know when the man accused of killing him is going to trial. Sarah Costa in the building joining us next, explaining the latest.
And let's look out there with live cam. A little humid when you step outside, but it's kind of pretty if you want to take a look at the sky. We're going to be checking in with Mike very soon to see what we can expect for the rest of the weekend. I have a clue for you. It's going to be hot.
All right, good morning. It is 6:31 this morning, Wednesday, June 7th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us and really, underselling the sunrise. It was gorgeous this morning.
Yeah, it was hard to see in that shot, but earlier was a very nice picture. So hopefully maybe you guys got some pictures.
There we go. How about that sunrise?
That's all right.
Love it.
Looks pretty nice. A lot of high
right.
clouds out there. Obviously, this is looking off toward the east, look off toward the west, and we are going to see a couple of showers that have been moving on into the area. Now, as far as temperatures, we're at 68, so we're 4 degrees below normal. Still, that trend continues. Again, enjoy it because this is not going to last forever. Dew point 66, which means, yes, it's okay as far as the humidity when you step outside, but relative to those two numbers together, not much of a difference. And so, got to watch out for just a patch or two of fog here and there. So we had some of these showers work their way into the northwestern portion of Bexar County right there along 1604, and now just about everything has fizzled on out. There may still be some damp roads here on the northwest side. Watch out for that. But even over there in Bandera County, one leftover little shower. That's the extent of it. Mold has really dropped down from yesterday, or from the previous day, pardon me. It was about 11,000 plus, and so it's only 840 on the moderate side. Pigweed is low. Ozone Action Day in effect today for the metropolitan area, up in 35 toward Austin. A couple of showers, leftover one north and west, and that's pretty much about it. Then later on today, we are going to be seeing 1 or 2 stray storms out there, low 90s. That's the same thing tomorrow. And then also both today, or I should say tonight and tomorrow night, we're going to have to watch out for some nighttime storm clusters to develop out to the west. Then after that, Friday through the weekend, hot, mid 90s. And then it gets even hotter going into next week. We're looking at upper 90s, which means that's here in town, which means a lot of folks are going to be seeing your first triple digits next week. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, been a little bit on the busy side this morning. What's going on now?
It's quieted down over here, Mike. And in fact, you have a great little shot of their sunrise here at 37 at Salado Creek. You could see the north and southbound lanes also look great, but traffic's been pretty quiet for the most part. We have had some issues that have cleared out. Thankfully, none of it was impacting the main lanes. As we get you to our map, you can see there's really not even a lot of congestion that is being picked up at this hour, but we are seeing just a little bit of a buildup there along US 90 at 1604. That's the usual hot spot where we tend to see a lot more activity as the morning commute does get moving. Also, plenty of construction. That has really been the other headline of the morning, and we'll have more on that a little bit later on. But for right now, if you plan on hitting the roads, you really won't have anything major that's going to slow you down just yet. Pretty skies here at 37 at Salado Creek. We'll keep a close eye on things and have more updates coming up a little bit later on. Max.
Thank you, Stephen. A man who San Antonio police say was visiting an apartment complex seems to have worn out his welcome with a neighbor.
Police say he shot that neighbor after she complained about noise, and Katrina Weber is live downtown with that story.
So, Katrina, any update on the woman who was shot?
No, actually, detectives told me that she's now stable after being shot in the chest early this morning. Police are still looking for the man who shot her. Now, that man already had taken off by the time officers arrived around 2 this morning. The apartment complex is on the far northeast side of town near Loop 1604 and I-10. Police say a woman who's in her 30s told them she went upstairs and knocked on the door of a neighbor to complain about noise in the middle of the night. Now, they say an argument broke out and then spilled out into the parking lot. At some point, police say a man who was visiting the upstairs neighbor shot the woman, wounding her in her chest. She was taken to a hospital. Police say the shooter and the neighbor both drove away from that northeast side apartment complex in a car. And again, they are still looking for those 2 people. Reporting live downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New details this morning on the attack that led to a deadly shooting last Saturday. It is raising questions about the man who was killed. A Bexar County Sheriff's deputy shot and killed Ryan Stanish after the sheriff says Stanish attacked that deputy and his own family. Saturday's shooting comes almost 5 years after Stanish was convicted of killing his girlfriend, Dorinda Ma. Now, in December of 2018, she was pronounced dead at a hospital with severe injuries caused by her then boyfriend, Stanish. Eventually pleaded no contest to a manslaughter charge and was sentenced to 10 years community supervision. Dorinda's family says the special prosecutor on her case did not feel they had enough evidence to convict Stanish on a murder charge, so it was reduced to manslaughter.
For years, our family didn't feel like it was justified at all.
If the incident with Dorinda, if the outcome was different, I think if they would have put him away then, this wouldn't have happened.
And our KSAT Investigates team went into those court records. They found Stanish had violated his community supervision multiple times. The special prosecutor filed several motions to revoke his probation and change adjudication in Dorinda's death to guilty as recently as May 19th. We have that full investigation on our website at ksat.com.
Today marks 7 years since a San Antonio convenience store clerk was shot and killed.
And this morning, we still do not know when the man accused of killing him will go on trial. Our Sarah Costa is here to give us an update on the case. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Max. That victim was 23-year-old Zachary Benavides. The suspect is DeAnthony Carter. Investigators say Carter and another suspect robbed and killed Benavides at the Diamond Food Mart on Vance Jackson back in June of 2016. The other suspect took a plea deal. But Carter's case has been delayed many times. About 7 of his defense attorneys have withdrawn from the case. But Carter's current attorney says he's eager for his client to have his day in court.
I do believe that it's time for my client to get justice. It's been 7 years, and we're looking forward to a setting for trial.
The death penalty is not on the table in this case. So if Carter's convicted, he would automatically be sentenced to life in prison without parole. Max, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah. Before we go to break, it's been more than 2 weeks since certain dogs were dumped in a far west side neighborhood.
And neighbors say they have yet to be caught. Now the dogs are attacking and killing cats in that Timber Ridge and Terra communities. So video shows of the dogs being dumped on May 19th. Since then, numerous calls have been made to Animal Care Services. Now ACS told us on May 26th that a trap would be set for the dogs, but that didn't happen until Monday night.
Specific one, it was just we had traps longer at some location. You know, it does usually happen like that. We think there's probably about 13 that are good to go, that are not damaged.
ACS Field Operations says there's also a trap on Fabian Street where at least 5 calls have been made for aggressive dogs since Saturday. But at last check, ACS has not captured either dog.
Staff recommends residents to call 311 to update the reports as much as possible. ACS says anyone who needs an immediate response should call the police. Time now 6:38, 69 degrees.
Just ahead, we hear the phrase timing is everything a lot, but it turns out there is an actual science to it. What scientists have to say about the best time of day to exercise, eat, and make important decisions. That's next.
Good morning and welcome back. So, Steph, put you on the spot. When do you like to exercise?
Well, if I had a choice in the morning, it's a little hard to run in the neighborhood though at 2:30 a.m.
I would advise against that, to be honest. All right, what about go to the doctor or even make decisions? Well, it seems to be there is a perfect time to do just about everything in your life.
Well, in fact, scientists have studied it, and Sarah Costa shares the best time of the day to get things done.
When's your favorite time to exercise? When do you do your best work? It seems there is a science to good timing.
In the morning, when you first get up.
Yeah, 6 o'clock to about 10, between that time.
For me, the best time to work out is in the evenings.
Scientists have tracked how cognitive abilities rise and fall and found that most of our brains follow a neatly predictable pattern. They found learning is most effective between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Science also says we make the worst decisions late at night and first thing in the morning. Between 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. is the best time to make important decisions quickly and accurately. In fact, one study found 2:55 p.m. is very likely the most unproductive moment of our day. And what about working out? Studies show you're likely to build more muscle with a daybreak workout rather than an evening workout. So when should you eat? Science says to only eat when the sun is out. A study in Boston showed a 26% increase in depression and a 16% increase in anxiety of those who consumed large meals before sunrise and after sundown. Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
All right, so there's a lot to digest there, pun intended. We like to have fun here.
Yes, we do.
I just feel like working out before work is more advantageous because after work, I'm tired. I'm like...
That's the case with most people, but for our early morning schedules, it's a little more difficult for some types of workout.
Before you come here in the morning.
But you have somewhere to go. You're not running the streets of San Antonio
No,
at 2:30 a.m.
Gym in my apartment. What about you, Steven? Best time to work out?
Never. Never. Also, I have all this extra gym equipment in my house, and it's all just collecting dust. But maybe I'll find some inspiration, Max. We'll go to the gym together maybe later.
Deal.
All right, let's get a look at TransGuide right now. Looks like a pretty cool shot here at 1604 at Kyle Seal. You can see that the east and westbound lanes aren't too crowded, and we actually have a really great sunrise there, as you can see right behind me. But no major issues are being reported right now. We had a few stalls and a few slowdowns earlier in the morning. Those have since cleared out, and we're entering morning rush right now with little to no issues. So let's keep our fingers crossed we can make it through okay. Quick reminder here, though, if you're traveling up toward I-10 in Kendall County, we have painting work. This is going to take us all the way up until Friday, June 9th, the end of the work week. The work should start around 9 in the morning and wrap at 3 this afternoon. Single lane closures along the frontage road in both directions from State Highway 46 to US 87. But back here on TransGuide, really cool shot. You could see the sky is looking really pretty there. So hopefully we'll have a really smooth commute as the morning does get moving. Yeah.
So once again, you were working out before you came here this morning.
Oh, yeah, I was. I find it helps wake you up, and the day is only downhill from there. And really, you get the serotonin flowing early, and then when you have that first cup of coffee, it makes it that much easier.
You're a better man than I, Gunga Din. Anyway, yeah, and that's why he's strapping good looks over there.
I'm just trying to keep up with you, Mike. Come on.
All right, outside we've got. Yesterday we had a couple of those. Thunderstorms that popped up. Otherwise, a lot of blue skies out there, and they were very, very, few and far between. It just so happened they're right here in town. Now, we've had a couple of showers around the area. Well, actually, nothing is showing up as of right now. Just these few little sprinkles that were popping up around here. But as you can see, everything has fizzled on out. So that's it for the time being. And we've got a great looking sunrise in store. Now, there may still be some damp roads on the northwest side as of right now, but those are going to be drying on out. 68 here in town. Same thing over there at Randolph, mid-60s hill country. We are 4 degrees below normal right now, and enjoy this. This has been the trend, but it is definitely going to be changing. So we've got later on today 1 or 2, and this particular computer model is not real big on showing the showers and storms popping up, but we still have these little disturbances that are going to be coming in here from the northwest. Now, what this model does show is a cluster of thunderstorms trying to develop then late tonight, and some of these those nighttime storm systems that like to last overnight. So we'll be keeping definitely an eye on this as it goes into the wee hours tomorrow morning. Now, this may actually produce a couple of strong to potentially severe storms, and there is a small chance, and that's going to be well out to the west around Valverde County for 1 and 2 of those to become strong to potentially severe. And then we're looking at the same thing tomorrow night, and so more of the area may have a chance at something strong or potentially severe. Here's what's going on in the upper level wind pattern, and this is why we are not going to be enjoying below normal temperatures once again. It's that high which has been held at bay for the past basically a couple of months, and we've had this good, all these lows moving on through here. But unlike the past few months, that one out to the west of us is not coming in and giving us another rain chance. It's going to be kind of held out there by that high. As this thing works its way on in here, it just suppresses any showers from trying to form up, pushes down on the atmosphere. That helps to heat things up. And so that's why as we go into the middle of the week, we are going to continue to heat up and get in the upper 90s and even some triple digits. One little bit of salvation, if indeed this comes to fruition here, is as we get into the latter part of next week, as the high kind of shifts off to the west a little bit, we would get this slight bit of a northwesterly flow in the atmosphere, and that would hopefully send some of these little disturbances in here, trim the heat a little bit, and give us another chance for some rain. But until then, nothing. Now, today we will have the scattered showers, thunderstorms this afternoon. Then we'll have to watch out tonight. Same thing tomorrow. 1 or 2 of them in the afternoon. Watch out in the overnight hours. Mid-90s over the weekend, upper 90s going into next week. So hopefully we get that little bit of a break instead of just the high kind of sitting there and staying for months on end like it did last year.
No, I hope we get some breaks this summer. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. Just about 6:49, 69 degrees.
And looking ahead, if you're looking for part-time work, you are not alone. But does going part-time help your work-life balance? The answer tomorrow on GMSA.
All right, taking a quick live look. We were graced with a gorgeous sunrise this morning. We're going to check in with Mike and Steven in just a few moments.
I feel like we get paid a king's ransom to do a boy's job. So
Anthony Mackie's first film as Captain America, originally subtitled New World Order, is now Brave New World. Marvel tweeted the change and this photo of Mackie with Harrison Ford, who's replacing the late William Hurt as Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Captain America Brave New World is still due in theaters May 3rd, 2024. Nicki Minaj fans finally have a release date for the artist's first album in 5 years. Minaj tweeted out the date October 20th, 2023, along with emojis for a CD and a pink bow. No title yet for the disc.
This is very important. You are going to the St. Regis Hotel. Salvador Dali is there. You are going to keep an eye on him. Make sure he paints.
Oscar winner Sir Ben Kingsley stars as iconic artist Salvador Dali in Daliland. Christopher Briney plays a young assistant navigating Dali's world and trying to help him prepare for a big gallery show. Daliland opens in theaters and on demand Friday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, I'm in North Georgia, and smoke and haze from wildfires in Canada has made it more than 1,000 miles to impact tens of millions of Americans, some with some of the worst air quality in the world at this moment. We'll tell you how long it's going to last, why the pattern is stuck, and then Dr. Ashton is going to join us with what it means for your health. And then I'm going to show you how parents can save big on thrifting for kids. Secondhand clothes for kids, it's not new, but it has become incredibly popular. And there's some really great stores and some great tips from an expert thrifter that I'm going to bring you. That and so much more on GMA.
Right now on KSAT.com, summer school getting a little bit easier for commuters. Via Transit offering free rides to select colleges and universities through the summer. It includes all of the Alamo colleges, Our Lady of the Lake, Incarnate Word, Texas A&M San Antonio, and of course, UTSA. Any questions, concerns, comments? Head to KSAT.com.
And let's get one last look at traffic. I was getting a look at some of these TransGuide cameras. For the most part, we haven't seen a whole lot of issues, but take a look around town. There's 35 north at Loop 410, and as we see some of these TransGuide cameras rotating, I noticed that our friends here at TransGuide are trying to get a different viewpoint here at 35 at Bamsey. We have a lot of TransGuide cameras to get to, but you can see that there is something going on out there. I'll get on the phone with them and find out exactly what's taking place. But from this particular view, you can see that things are moving along okay at 35 north and south. We'll find out why they were panning the camera here, but not really seeing a whole lot of issues when it comes to traffic. As we get you to the map, lots of green on the screen, a little bit of congestion that you can expect there along US 90 eastbound as folks are heading into the Alamo City. Also seeing a little bit along 410 east as you approach Leon Valley, so just be on the lookout for that. One last look at travel times if you're heading in this early in the morning. 24 minutes along I-10 eastbound from Bernie, 27 along 281 southbound from Bulverde, and a 28-minute drive time along 35 south heading in from New Braunfels.
Beautiful sunrise on tap right now, and out to the northwest around 1604 over there around Bandera and maybe I-10. Watch out, we could have a couple little damp spots on the roads from some showers earlier this morning. 69 right now here in town, mid-60s in the hill country, a little bit below normal. Ozone action day for the metropolitan area up I-35 into Austin. More sunshine, and then one or two of those stray showers, thunderstorms popping up later on today. And then tonight, late, we're going to have to watch out for something out to the west. Same situation tomorrow. Then after that, just gets hot and hotter going into the weekend. And next week, we are looking at upper 90s next week, maybe some triple digits.
I don't know if we're ready for the triple digits.
I'm not.
You're not? All right. Well, we'll be prepared. Good luck there. Thanks for joining us.
See you back here at 9 a.m.